Our hashtag on social media is BBC WATO. Our email address, worldat1@bbc.co.uk. The latest test and trace data shows coronavirus infections jumped 61% in England in the week until the 23rd of September. The rise is particularly concentrated in certain parts of the country, which is why Liverpool City Region, Warrington, Hartlepool and Middlesbrough will all now face new rules. The Health Secretary Matt Hancock told MPs about the additional restrictions.
We recommend against all social mixing between people in different households. We will bring in regulations, as we have in the North East, to prevent in law social mixing between people in different households in all settings except outdoor public spaces like parks and outdoor hospitality. We also recommend that people should not attend professional or amateur sporting events as spectators in the areas that are affected. We recommend that people only visit care homes in exceptional circumstances, and there will be guidance against all but essential travel. Essential travel, of course, includes going to work or school.
Matt Hancock. Well, we've seen towns and cities across the country face tougher restrictions on their lives. What we've rarely seen, at least yet, is them being lifted because they've worked. That's why the Mayor of the Liverpool region, Steve Rotherham, described it as Hotel California. You can check in, but you can never leave. Andy Preston is the independent Mayor of Middlesbrough and joins us. Good afternoon.
Hi.
And what do you make of Middlesbrough facing tighter restrictions?
I'm not surprised. You know, we saw this coming. We were very confident that this was going to happen this week or next week. So we're not surprised that tighter restrictions are coming. In fact,
oops, Andy Preston, can you hear me? Sounds pretty terminal. At least, let's see if we can make it temporary. We'll see if we can get the line back up to Andy. In the meantime, let's move on. Just checking. We'll try and get back to him, but in the meantime, let's move on. Because with a pickup in infections, hospital admissions for coronavirus are also going up. They're at the highest level since July. We heard from the Prime Minister's press conference yesterday that intensive care units in London... Well, we haven't been able to re-establish the line to the Mayor of Middlesbrough, but we have been able to communicate with the Mayor of Liverpool, Joe Anderson, who very kindly joins us for just a couple of minutes, because, of course, after the news that Liverpool has infections of 268 per 100,000 people, it's facing further restrictions. Joe Anderson, thanks for joining us. Was it inevitable and necessary that these restrictions have been brought in?
Yeah, I think it was inevitable. I think the figures need arresting somehow. I'm not convinced that what's been done is enough. I think it's a bit of a halfway house. I think the frustrating thing for me as well is that the government have announced the measures without any support financially for the hospitality sector, which is going to be severely hit here in Liverpool. I've already had phone calls from businesses today in the hospitality sector, 3 independent hotels that are talking about making redundancies and laying people off. It's disappointing that government haven't recognised that. But equally, you know, this halfway house, I think, where we've got the same measures as Newcastle, but, you know, we are in a situation where the virus is rapidly every 6 days, every 7 days, doubling.
OK, so what, would you like more of a circuit breaker, something much stricter?
Well, I think, look, you know, we want to work with government collaboratively. I don't think sort of the measures that they've introduced in terms of the hospitality sector is clearly working. A lot of businesses are COVID safe, but there is a way that we can do things. Now, that might include a serious lockdown, a circuit breaker for 2 weeks. But if we are going to do that, then we seriously have to help the businesses survive that period. They can't survive. We've lost 260 businesses in the hospitality sector in the last 5 months.
And there was a £7 million package announced.
That money is not for businesses. It is to support the city region here in Merseyside, do tack and test and trace and all of the things that government are asking us to do to try to see if we can work with public health to try to get people tested efficiently and quickly and speedily.
Right. So you would argue, just briefly, for something specific for hospitality?
Absolutely. A local furlough with local lockdown.
Joe Anderson, thank you very much. And that's it from us for today. As usual, at 5 o'clock, Evan will be here with PM, picking up on more of the day's news. I'm Sarah Montague, and that's The World at 1:45.
Studio direction was by Ben Andrew and the editor was Jonathan Harvey. Now on Radio 4, 2 minutes...